So in today's class, we're going to talk about becoming better readers. So we can do this by annotating. Does anyone know what annotating is?
Is it like making notes on the side?
Yeah, good.
Things that like stick out to you.
Yeah, so to add to that, annotating is a really good way to interact with what you're reading. So I kind of like to think of it as having a conversation with your book instead of just passively looking at the words. So I have a little guide of how to annotate. So I like to think of 6 different ways you can annotate. So I'll show you guys this guide. So the first thing you can do is making a comment. So you can make a comment on things that are important, interesting, confusing, or information you might think is relevant. So number 2 is circling words. So you can circle words you don't know, or words you think are important or repeated, things like that. And number 4 is asking a question. So asking, why is this a certain way? Why did the author include this? Those kind of things. And number 5 is summarizing. So if you have a big block of text, you can kind of bracket that off and then explain what it means. So when you go back to the book, you know what you just read. And then the last thing is making a connection. So I always think it's really interesting to connect a book to something in the news, something else I've read, or just make a comment about how it's relevant to my own life. Okay, so here you guys have excerpts from the book The Giver. It's one of my favorite books I read in middle school. And so I'll let you guys read that, and then we'll come back in a minute or two. Okay, so now that you guys have finished reading, I'm going to give you an example of something I annotated here in the text. So if you look at the first paragraph, Jonas, the main character, says multiple times that he's frightened. So I would underline this word frightened. And because he's repeating this, you can tell that he has a really strong feeling about what's happening and that this is really relevant to the beginning of the text. So what's an example of something that you guys would annotate?
In the second paragraph, it says he had never seen an aircraft so close, for it was against the rules, pilots to fly over the community. So this means that the community was isolated.
Yeah, that's great. It's pretty unusual kind of comparing this book to your normal life, that planes, it's really odd for them to be flying. So if you can kind of compare that to your own life, that's something really striking and that sticks out. So Carol, did you find anything?
Yeah, in the 4th, small paragraph where it capitalizes the words where they are, I just had a question as to why the author decided to capitalize those words.
Yeah, that's great. Another thing to point out is in the 4th to last paragraph, things like street cleaners, landscape workers, and food delivery are also capitalized. And again, that's something that kind of sticks out and was definitely a choice the author decided to make. So one more thing I want to add to annotating is some of the ways you can do it. So you can use a highlighter, you can underline, you can circle, and you can bracket. You can also use Post-its. Okay, so does anyone have any questions about annotation? Yeah?
How much are we supposed to annotate?
Good question. So you don't want to highlight everything on the text, but then again, you don't want to have one annotation per few pages. You want to kind of separate them into topics. So maybe if there's a dialogue with some characters talking, you could do 1 or 2 about that. And a good guide for this is also, you want to be able to come back to the book after you're done reading and be able to look at your annotations and make sense of what you read. All right, so how about it's time for a cheer. Okay, so I came up with a fun cheer to learn about annotation, and this cheer kind of describes why we should annotate and how to do it. All right, so the cheer goes, annotate, elaborate to demonstrate to your mates.
Ooh.
All right, you guys got it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Annotate.